Africa. It is Kenya Online TV again. I'm known by the name Jack Computer, meaning IT guy, but jobless. We are saying in Africa, we only have one king. And that one king is a young man in a very remote area, a very remote Western African country called Bukinaaso. This young man is known as Ibrahim Traore. He got into power in 2022. Why are we saying this is our king and we must protect our king by any means, by any way possible and available to us? In Kenya, as the youth of this nation, we cannot stand aside and watch Ibrahim Traore being humiliated in the world arena because he's doing marvelous things to his people in Burkina Faso. Why am I saying so? It is just the other day that they tried to kill Ibrahim Traore for opposing lies and opposing dictatorship from the West. We are saying Ibrahim Traore is our king because he has shown what leadership is when you have your people at heart. Let us look at what Ibrahim Traore has been able to do for the Burkinabe people in the last 2 years and what we have failed as Kenyans to achieve. Even as if we are more technology savvy than the Burkina Faso people, even as if we have a better market and more people than Burkina Faso, even if we have more mechanized farming going on in Kenya. Why are we saying Burkina Faso has got a leader that should be emulated in Africa? When he got into power, he said the first thing, he will do away with any loan that they owed any person in the world. Every loan that was owed to any country, he made sure is paid. What are we doing here in Kenya? We are going around borrowing loans for paying recurrent budget, for paying employees, for recruiting new employees. Instead, Burkina Faso, they are using their money to develop their own country. Right now, Burkina Faso is the only African country that is only doing rice farming and goes a factory which is doing the milling and distribution to its people. Doing 40 million tons a day is not a joke for a third world country like Burkina Faso. But he decided to put money on that factory so that people will get job. Imagine 250 young men working on a factory daily. How many families are feeding from that? Burkina Faso again said because they were producing so much tomatoes and much were being wasted, he's saying that is going to curb what is called post-harvest losses. He has built cooling plants and he has built a modern factory which is now processing 20 million tons of tomatoes in Burkina Faso. They are ready, they are able to do their own tomato paste. The tomato paste which they used to import right now, they are exporting to other countries. It is generating for them income now. When will African countries, especially in Kenya, we have coffee. We had coffee. Why do we sell them in their raw form? Can we process these resources? Why don't we do value addition that our president always talks about? Must we send our gold in raw form? Burkina Faso has built the first modern gold refinery in Burkina Faso. Why do they want to dispose him when he's doing wonders? Because they don't want African continent to develop. It is for us Africans, more so to the youth of Africa, to stand with Burkina Faso. Let our vehicles have his portrait. Let our walls, recreational facilities, let us show the world that Burkina Faso has got a face that can be copied all over Africa. If we are food secure, nobody will take these dangerous routes from Sierra Leone to go to Italy, to go to Greece, to go to Spain, to look for greener pastures. They will be in their fields doing all farming, doing agribusiness, doing poultry farming. Yani they will be always busy. In Kenya, it is talk and there's no work. We are telling Kenyans, be in line with what Burkina Faso they are doing. In agriculture, do what is called mechanized farming. Burkina Faso decided, because the farmers, they could not rely on subsistence farming, where we use crude tools, a jembe, a panga, and a fork. He said, right now we are going to do you tractors, 4,000 tractors for a small population like Burkina Faso. These people are ready to produce more food for their consumption and for the export for other African countries. Right now, Burkina Faso has decided to build the most modern airport in Africa, handling 14 million passengers every year. Even in JKA, they are only doing 5 million. What can we do as Kenyans if we improve our airports? We have our airports that is leaking. Visitors coming and they are rained on. Yet in a small country like Burkina Faso, they can have an airport which is 120 million US dollars. What can African leaders learn from this young man? We want to tell Kenyans, if you cannot support and defend one of your own, an African with a vision for the youth, an African with a vision for the women that are less destitute, if you say education is free, I want you to take a look at what Ibrahim Traore is doing to the Burkinabe people. When you get into school, you are given admission, and that admission you will be followed with it up until university. No day will you be required to pay for any pencil, any pen, any accommodation, or any other service that the institution will need. The government of Ibrahim Traore will provide all this so that education is truly made free. In Kenya, we are told education is free, but there are so much payments. You pay even the money to remedy students. The teachers are given remedial classes so that they can also get an extra money. Why can't the government invest in schools? Why can't the government do the laboratory? Why do we have to go and do experiments in develop laboratories from other schools? Each school should have a laboratory. If you want to give us a truly free education, please copy the model that Ibrahim Traore has introduced in Burkina Faso. For the last time, we are telling you Africa will not be free when Africa there is famine. Tackle agriculture, mechanize agriculture, give farmers the needed inputs, help them, train them, and give them extension officers that will visit them to monitor their progress. That is what Ibrahim Traore is doing, and that is why the French are not happy with him. We are telling Emmanuel Macron, leave Africa alone. If Africa has decided that they are now old enough to run their businesses, Mr. Macron, get some other country where you can get uranium to enrich your weapons. Africa cannot be used as a destination where raw materials are taken, where they are taken raw, and they are going to create employment for the West children. They are going to create revenue for the companies that are established in Western world. We must develop Africa. Every country must make sure that every factory must be built near where the raw material is. If it is gold, let us have our gold refining factories so that we take them out of Africa when they are already finished program. If it is tea, do value addition. If it is macadamia, sell it when it is processed. Don't sell raw macadamia to the Chinese market. You are creating jobs for them, you are giving them businesses, yet you are leaving your people hungry. In Africa, from Egypt to South Africa, to Nigeria, to Algeria, to Morocco, to Uganda, to Tanzania, to Sierra Leone, to Burkina Faso, to Guinea, everywhere in Africa, I want the youth to stand with the young man in Burkina Faso. Nobody should intimidate Ibrahim Traore. Let him finish the idea he started in 2022. The lies, the corruption, and all the cronyism in Africa must stop. You must get a job because you are qualified. Don't give people job because you are close related to them. Don't give them business because you are connected in a way with them. The youth of Kenya should emulate what Ibrahim Traore is doing. We must take charge of our affairs right now. If we don't stand with Ibrahim Traore and they kill him, who next will they kill? Where is Ankara? Where's Patric Mumba? We are telling our president, Mr. William Samoei Ruto, it is time you work for your people. It is time you let our neighbors live in peace. Don't vilify economies of Uganda. Don't vilify economies of Tanzania. Don't vilify economies of Congo. You might have the best GDP in East Africa, but these people, they have been our neighbors. They are our first market. They are our first brothers. Whenever there's a problem in Kenya, we can only run to Uganda. We can only run to Congo. Let us a peaceful East Africa, and let us have a protection to Ibrahim Traore so that the people of Africa can see the real leadership in action. Thank you.